building your spouse's self-esteem. We talked about clue number 6, where your mate is self-driven. And we said that as a Christian, we should work hard, but we should trust God. We should know that if we are going to succeed, it will take God to bless the work of our hands. Truly, we should work hard, but we must know that if we are going to be rich, it will take God. Our trust must be in God and not in our riches. It is not in our hard work. We said that 95% is human responsibility, but 5% is God's responsibility. We must work hard. We are taught to work hard, but we are taught also to depend on God. Work hard as if everything depends on you, and yet trust God as if everything depends on God. As a child of God, don't work so hard that you have no time for God or for your family. Back to our subject. A person might want to be so busy that people know, so that people can know that he is important. He keeps himself so busy to give the impression that he's an important person. Truly important people are always busy, but not every busy person is really important. Think about it. Maybe it depends on what makes you busy. What is making them so busy will determine how important or how not important they are in society. Important people are time managers. They allocate time to their activities. They are disciplined. They know what to do when. Important people just don't act so to impress. They earn that appreciation because of what they do. They deliver. What the insecure person wants most is a sense of importance. He feels insecure, but he wants people to know, to appreciate him, that he is important. Being that he is needed, that he has value. This inner need for significance and personal worth causes people to be driven. They are seeking to gain value, to be appreciated through performance, whether in career, in athletics, in ministry, and whatever area they want to excel so as to be appreciated. But the child of God knows if you are going to excel, if you are going to really deliver, if you are really going to be a worth person, it will take God to make you that, not you yourself to make it. Many who have achieved success still feel they have a long way to go. When you consider the richest person in your community, when you get close to them, you will discover that they need to earn more. They really want to earn more. they are not satisfied with what they have got. Something in them keeps driving them to earn more money, and they never feel satisfied. Self-driven people are always busy. They are in endless meetings, they have endless appointments, they have endless emergencies, just to keep going. They hardly say no, because they gain their importance from people. They are always a slave to others. Security and significance, they believe, are to be earned by performance. The driven person has no time to rest, and that is not right. Not so for a child of God. Relationships suffer because there is no time left for them. You don't have time for your children. You don't have time for your wife. You don't have time for yourself, just because you are too busy. That ought not to be so. People really appreciate these driven individuals, but that acceptance is based on performance and production. People would like people that are hardworking, that perform, yes. But that should not make you overwork. It's what they do, not who they are. It's what they do, their work, their contribution, not who they really are. The more they do, the more appreciation they get, the more praise they get. But self-achievement is not a guarantee for self-acceptance. When you perform, it does not necessarily mean that you are accepted. If your spouse is driven or has tendencies to be driven, what he needs most is your acceptance and praise for who he is as a person, apart from his performance. Accept him as he is, not because of what he performs. If you praise him only when he does well, and communicate discouragement when he fails, then you are telling him that he is acceptable only when he is achieving something important. Don't just praise him when he has performed well and show discouragement when he hasn't, because that will confirm in him that I can only be accepted when I deliver, when I do good. Otherwise, I'm not accepted, and that is not right. A driven person needs you to bring a balance to his life. Accept him even when he is not performing. Help your spouse understand that continual overcommitments only increase his chances of failure and will add to his feeling of inadequacy. You know, when you get so many things that you pile so many things in your program, you end up not fulfilling them, and that will make you feel inadequate. And yet, if you gave yourself that much, and you you did not overload your program, you would have accomplished. Clue number 7. Your mate is critical of others. Criticizing others frequently, passing judgment on how things should be done or should have been handled. These are clues of a poor self-image. Hiding behind his critical spirit is a self-image, trying to lift itself up by pulling others down. It says, my idea was better. My way would have worked. I could have done a better job than they have done if I was given the chance. These thoughts and comments are your mate's attempts to give value to his inner person and at the expense of others. When he criticizes others, when he says, my idea was even better, I wish I was given a chance, he's giving value to his inner self by pulling down others. Don't join him in being critical. When he does that, don't join him. When you tear down others, you will not be able to build your spouse's self-esteem. When he sees you also tearing them down, he's not going to gain from it. In other words, it will only support his weakness. Clue number 8. Your mate is a perfectionist. A perfectionist is compelled to have things just so perfectly and orderly. He tends to be inflexible with himself and others. He works hard and accomplishes much, but is rarely satisfied with his work or himself. By striving for perfection, he is looking for acceptance and inner tranquility or peace. By criticizing others, by criticizing himself so much, he's trying to seek for acceptance. Because of his high standards, he is always enslaved to a mental picture of what he should be. Your mate may be too concerned about orderliness, correct grammar, personal appearance, beauty, hard work, financial success, etc. Women whose homes are immaculate will often apologize when you drop in because of the house being in a mess. They will always apologize, even when the house is really clean. They are perfectionists. Perfectionists have difficulty enjoying the satisfaction of the job well done. They hardly appreciate anything well done. They are always thinking, I could have done better, or I did not try hard enough. They don't often trust the sincere appreciation of others. Even others when they really appreciate them, they don't believe they are really sincere. Does your mate see himself as a failure in some areas, even though outwardly you and others think that he's doing a good job? If so, he has that weakness. Understanding this will allow you to see in your mate a child who was not given complete approval. Probably he was always told that he could make it, he could have done better. That was not good enough. There is something more. He should try again. He was always encouraged to try again. So he believed whatever he did was not good enough. Most likely he grew up feeling like a failure academically and in other areas. Complete approval was withheld from him. And this is a clue to us parents. When our children have performed, let's appreciate them. Let's make them feel confident that they can really achieve. Let's not always show that they have not made it. There is something better. Why not try again? Put in more effort. Your spouse never enjoyed the solid satisfaction of a good job well done. I believe this information is important to the parents too. Always appreciate and reward a job well done. Encourage them when they are striving to reach the top. Help your mate believe the truth that his accomplishments are excellent and that he can do well. Encourage him to relax even if everything is not perfectly done. Enjoy his accomplishment with him and together seek to understand where he has been in order to unlock the why behind his present behavior. If you get this and you encourage him that what he has done is good enough and he relaxes, both of you will understand where he has been. Clue number 9. Your mate is self-critical. This is close to a perfectionist, continually criticizing himself. The person who has a low self-esteem desperately seeks approval. That is his problem. Just as this need for approval is the force behind a perfectionist is high standards and hard work. He wants to be approved, so he works very hard. He criticizes himself so much, he wants to dot every I and cross every T. So the same need is the source of endless negative comments about himself. Statements like, I can't do anything right. I'm not very talented. I'm not very good at such and such. All that shows he needs approval. Someone Someone may say, do you like the way I look in my new outfit? How do you like the way I arranged my office? Is your mate looking for your objective opinion, or is your mate secretly hoping for a dose of your genuine approval? Do you think he seeks your approval? Then give it. Some people hesitate to receive gifts and accomplishments. If your mate doesn't feel worth as a person, he will not feel worth of material or verbal gifts. If he doesn't feel worth, then when you give him a gift, he will feel he doesn't deserve it. He might say to a compliment, "That's not true. You don't really mean that." Gently correct your spouse's inaccurate self-assessment. You may grow weary of his negative thoughts about himself, but continue to accept him, affirm him, and praise him for who he is. Your mate needs to know that those physical characteristics he doesn't like about himself don't matter to you. Show that for you it is okay, and he will feel better. And that person or character traits, that personality or character traits he dislikes don't affect your love and your acceptance of his worth. In other words, don't change your attitude, don't change the way you relate to him because of such personality or character traits. Accept him as he is, not as he should be. Offer to help your mate in areas where he needs to change. Never withhold genuine acceptance of him. Your mate's self-esteem needs acceptance and love if it is to grow. Clue number 10. Your mate indulges in escapism. Many people try to avoid the reality of life, and turn to drugs or alcohol. A man may avoid responsibility at home and bury his head in drinking. If he comes home drunk, how will a wife tell him about the needs of the family? A young man may fear the responsibility that he married early and turned to drugs. He may, on the other hand, he may fear the responsibilities of marriage and just turn to drugs. Some bury their heads in entertainment. He just becomes a singer throughout his life, just to avoid the responsibilities of marriage. A woman can turn to harlotry instead of getting married and facing the real issues that go along with marriage. Fearful in dealing with inconsistencies, personality defects, character flaws, or just plain pressure. Too many people escape to the world of fantasy. They become strange to the real world, denying its realities and responsibilities. You must gently bring your mate to the point where he sees that an escape from reality is the wrong decision. Organizations that deal with alcoholism and drug dependency might be a helpful necessity. Offer your mate real relationship with a real person and get the real benefits rather than try to escape into something like drugs or like alcohol. I hope these clues have been a help to some of us to get to know who our spouses are and help them to become better husbands. Thank you very much for listening. May God bless you. Thank you.